Hey y'all, what's up, and welcome to another episode of Black as Fuck with Mo Hill. I'm your girl Mo Hill, and these are my fabulous guests today. But before we get into introducing everybody, I want you guys to pause this video right now. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and please make sure your notifications are on. Even if you are subscribed, go make sure your notifications are on because y'all are hard-headed. You're supposed to already have them on. You're supposed to know when I drop, and I just know some of y'all don't have it on, so just take a moment. All right. So now we'll go ahead. Oh, first I want to shout out to Beyonce. You did your big one. Whenever this comes back on, I'm gonna remember like I really went to see Beyonce in concert, and all you losers who didn't get to see her. I have losers in this room today, but sometimes you win. Right.
What night did you go?
I went on Friday.
Oh, you're still a loser club. Okay, so I went Monday night.
And I'm cutting this shit out. Alright, so moving right along, let's go ahead and introduce my guest. We're gonna start here. This Nick, go ahead. And shout your shit out. Let people know what you do so you can get you some new clients.
Sure. So I'm Antoine Jamal, and I'm all things excellent. I am a graphic design artist, and I am the owner of Avenue Black Apparel. You can find me at the Antoine Jamal on IG and Av Black Apparel on IG as well.
Thank you. All right, now y'all know her already. My bald head sister. Go ahead and shout your shit out for those who don't know who you are.
I am a board certified behavior analyst, also known as a behavioral scientist. I am a certified doula.
That's right, she said scientist.
Yeah, I am a black scientist.
You heard right.
I am a certified doula, so not only can I fix you or your baby, I can also deliver your baby too. And I'm also a caterer, so if you ever need something sauce by summer, let me know.
Moving right along, Miss, are you okay with me saying that? Because I've been saying that for a minute.
That's fine.
Okay.
I don't do labels, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It was really funny when you said that, but we gonna get to that. So they call me Deshawn. On Facebook, you can look me up as Deshawn, Fairy Dance Mother, Harley Quinn. Instagram, you can find me under Wonder Woman 89, one double the A, not ER. I'm a rapper, a dancer, I'm an entertainer, and I'm just fabulous. So.
Yes, you're a great dancer.
Oh, and I repair and program electronic devices.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate it. And now let's go ahead and get started. So first, I want to ask, what do each of you guys identify as?
So Black King. But he, him, his.
Okay.
My pronouns are she, her, all day, every day, since I came out of my mama 2 months earlier. March
So you got a cis
22nd.
female?
Nah, sis, I'm just me.
That's gonna be the title. That's gonna be the title. Naw Sis.
Don't sis me, I'm just Summer.
Right.
She, her, it's just me.
Deshawn, what do you identify as?
Well, Sean the Mac is what you can call me.
Ooh, the Mac.
I don't really do labels. So it really doesn't matter. You call me he, she, they, it. Just don't call me it, no.
Don't say
if
that.
you call me
slap.
if you call me Miss.
And put bad.
You can say bitch.
I don't know
This
if you call
YouTube.
me bitch. Call me
This
Miss
YouTube,
bitch.
I be cussing on here all the time.
You know what? I know because I watched a couple.
Yeah, I be cussing on here all the time. It is what the fuck it is.
I am black.
And I identify as a woman, as a bad bitch,
Period.
aka ski. Okay. So I want to ask you guys, what was it like growing up in a household where you knew you could not kind of be yourself, or did you grow up in a way that you could be yourself in your household?
So I'll tell people this. I have spent the majority of my life convincing everyone that knew me that I was okay being gay. Like I knew that I was attracted to boys probably when D'Angelo was naked on our screen. But because it was just something about that video. But no, that was.
When I look at it now as an adult, I'm like, he could at least like his edges better. Like it's not as aesthetic.
The budget wasn't there. It was a black
adult.
screen, baby. They didn't have the budget.
It wasn't there.
That wasn't there though. But my family, coming from New York, like my family is real tough. There's nothing but really men in my family. I got 2 aunts. and they just as tough as the dudes. And so,
Are they studs? Or are they just tough?
nah, we just real a tough, hard family.
Okay.
So I didn't really get an option to be soft, right, or hide, I guess, me being gay. I mean, I wasn't judged on it because I didn't notice it until they did, until somebody pointed it out.
So when you were younger, you didn't have like girl crushes?
I don't think so, no. Because like I wasn't really interested in anybody, right? I wasn't attracted to anybody. I was a Power Ranger. I was too consumed with playing with toys.
You're a Power Ranger from like ages 8 to 13.
Yeah, like I mean, well, no, because I had my first sexual experience as well, and that was a threesome.
Whoa.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Right.
but and it was a guy and a girl.
So you have had pussy before?
I had baby mamas and all of that. Yeah.
We're gonna dive a little deeper.
So yeah, I
get that from you because when I first met you, you was like protecting me and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I feel so protected. Like, because we went to Bulldogs, which is a well-known gay club, and we love Bulldogs. But when we go there, he always good. You good? You just get a little sweat right. I'll be like, am I in love? Did we just fall in love right now? Are you professing that? So I get that.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, my genuineness in me is just to be caring. So whether you a girl, a guy, anything like that, if you with me, I got you.
I feel that.
So I'm gonna always like just be protective, but I also come from that. But like growing up, like if anything, I was definitely talked about at home, like my brother, my cousin, stuff like that. They used to like lock me in the closet, literally, like because they wanted me to rap. And I didn't want to rap, I just wanted to sing. But they wanted me to rap, so they wanted me to be tougher. I didn't necessarily see it even then, because you know when you're younger, you don't see it as trauma until you get older.
Like, yeah, maybe these niggas lock me in the closet.
Like, damn, I was just like really in the closet.
Yeah,
like
literally.
Physically. But I never struggled with my sexuality. I was molested when I was younger by a family member, but I never, and I don't want to use that as a catalyst to say that I acted on my actions, but I never ran from it either. So like, I never had interaction with girls or guys.
How you getting that threesome?
Well, that was after. But I mean, it was truth or dare.
That's
Y'all know how truth or
right here.
Y'all know how truth or dare happens. You know.
I ain't never had no truth or dare.
Right there with the bottle right here, like, come on, let's go.
Right. So Summer, what was it like for you? Because me and Summer have been friends for a long time. We went to school together. I just say that part. But you was sucking dick.
Okay.
Well, since we're here,
I'm not sucking dick in school. But I'm just saying, you were definitely male driven.
So let's talk about it.
Yeah. Let's dive into it. She got the glasses on, so y'all already know what the fuck going on.
So my entire life, I grew up in the church, right?
Yeah.
I was a praise team leader. I was the person that welcomed you in. Like, it's all I knew. But so I tried to live the right way. I tried to do it the right way for the longest. I was grown before I was like, I can't do this. You know, and people would tell me like, Summer, girl. And I mean, even when I went to college and I had fun and I experienced it, I felt like when I came back, I couldn't be who I was because I had such an influence in the community. You know what I'm saying? Summer was the one to break those generational cycles, and Summer was the one to go off to school and get these degrees. Y'all gotta understand, I'm a little black baby from East Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Section 8 and food stamp fed. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to see where I came from and see where I am now, it was like I can't disappoint my family. I can't do it like that. But I was dying on the inside and still sleeping with women in college, or still trying to sneak and date, but knew I couldn't bring her home. So how fair was that to her? You know what I'm saying? So when I got home, I was like, okay, let me just try it. Let me just try to live right. You know? Well, what the hell is right?
Right.
And honestly, when I walked away from the church and built my true relationship with God, is when I was like, God, you love me for who I am, whether I'm here or whether I'm not. So I just broke the bonds, and I was like, I can't do this. And now I'm happy. You know, I started dating women, and now, like, outwardly dating women. My family knew. Me and my sister are the closest people on earth. She moved to South Carolina. and rarely visited. And I mean, she was there for like 10 or 12 years, and I had to tell her as an adult a few years ago. Like,
That you were.
that I was a lesbian, and I.
What she say? That she kind of already
She
knows?
was like,
She felt good that you were able to tell her the truth.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, if you know me, you know my mom died when I was 21, real young, you know. So my mom's biggest prayer was just let me see her grown, let me see her grown. My mom died April 10th. I turned 21 March 22nd, a few weeks before. So, but before that, like when I went off and came back from college, I brought a friend home. Now this friend was like my sister, but she was a lesbian and like masculine presented, and my mom was just like, my baby gay. Like I hear her talking on the phone at like 11 o'clock at night to my cousin like I'm deaf.
Right.
Like my baby gay. And I'm like, girl, me and my friend in there cracking up. And so I went in there the next day. I was like, Mom, you think it's Keisha? She was like, no, if it's Keisha, she wouldn't have been sleeping in your room. I knew it ain't Keisha. It's Keisha friends I'm worried about. And she basically told me, she was like, I know. And I love you for you. And I don't care what I taught you, what religion it said, what I beat you over here with the Bible, you're still my child and I love you.
I'm happy that you got that before she passed away.
I just wish I would have said yes. You know, like, yes, mine is what it is. But she knew.
So you didn't.
I was like, what are you talking about? I laughed, y'all. I was cracking up. And still sneaking on the phone to talk to Rhonda, Tanya's son. You know,
you was a bit like that.
No, for real, she was right. It wasn't Keisha, it was her friend.
You was like, what these bitches want from a nigga.
Period. You know what I'm saying? But it felt good to be able to say, and now to be grown and just be who I am, and love who I love.
Live out loud.
I don't care if I'm gonna date a tree. I don't care if you date a tree or a horse. As long as you ain't hurting nobody else in the process, I want you to be who you are. You know what I'm saying? And that's really just who I stand for. That's why I don't believe in those labels. Who are you and who do you want to be?
Right.
Be free.
Oh, it's my turn.
Miss Berry.
So,
I just look. I keep names in my head.
My childhood was pretty good. I had a really good supportive family. Like I grew up in the church from day one. I grew up in the church. I always went with my grandmother. My mom has always been sweet. The same day from day one, she's still that same way now. Everybody in my family has always been the same way. Even my dad, even though he wasn't as close. Then, Lord rest his soul in peace, lady dad. Anyway, I probably didn't come out until I probably around 16.
But
they already
Yeah, I was gonna
knew.
ask, how was their reception? Like they were like.
But actually, I didn't get to come out.
Oh, they told
Because
you.
My grandmother pulled me into her room. She was like, "Come here, baby." Let me talk to you." Hey, grandma. She was like, you like boys? And I just looked at her and I was just like, And she was like, "It's okay, I know." And from that day forward, we been like this.
I
But
love you.
she told my mama, my auntie.
Oh, she was keeping that in.
She was just waiting for the confirmation.
She's not keeping that in.
Let me tell you.
She got a person.
Let me tell you. I made it home to my mama for my mama to be like, "So you like boys?" I was like, "Wait a minute.
I ain't
wait
said
a
none of
minute.
this.
I ain't say none of
We
that.
I thought you wanted a plate. I didn't know I was coming in for
From my
that.
house.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's been all right.
I never really came out.
My first experience, I was
Ooh.
in like 3rd grade.
What?
So I would-
We're not gonna talk about
I would say, but the same. Like I would say, mine would be 3rd grade. Kind of one of those show me yours, I'll show you mine type of situation.
show me yours, I'll show you mine.
and it was.
Yeah, I was fast. I wasn't doing that in 3rd grade.
I don't think
I didn't get to come out. Like my family knew.
Got it.
If anything, it was my mom who says, even to this day, she's like, "Well, I just didn't know." I was like, "Girl, how you didn't know? I used to fix your wigs. Like, what did you say to me?" But I was just like, "How you didn't know? Should I do?" But she was like so aloof, you know. So she was one of those.
She probably was like that on purpose.
She was like one of those Inspector Gadgets. Let me look, find letters and stuff. And who you talking to? This on the third.
So
but
maybe
like,
that's everybody, mama, because my mama want to be a detective too.
yeah. And I was just like, I felt like if she would have just talked to me instead of at me,
It would have been different.
it would have been different. Like I would have never been so defensive. I'd have been like, well, yeah, but it wasn't that.
Let me ask you guys a question because I invited one other person. She was unable to make it, but we were talking and it was a conversation where she was saying that she's a lesbian. And she was saying that as a child or just as a teenager, she had to learn to not deal with bisexual women because they were confused and they would be with her and then still be fucking on a nigga or whatever. So I wanted to ask you guys, do you feel like people who don't claim I'm gay or I'm straight, do you feel like they're kind of confused a little bit as far as exactly what they want?
I feel like it depends on their mentality.
Because for me, I definitely had my experiences, but I never looked at women as someone that I wanted to be in a relationship with. It was purely just sexual for me. Because and that might sound bad, but I'm just, just keeping it 100. Because in the back of my mind, it's like, with my niggas, I get aggressive. They know how to shut it down. But with a bitch, I get aggressive, she get aggressive, we're fighting. Who's gonna break us up?
No.
Y'all,
Y'all be over there doing it.
Now, I have a lot of gay female friends.
Do they be fighting?
They
They
argue, but as soon as they get finished arguing, it's like they ready to go. And I'm like, I wish it was like that for us.
Right.
Because it's not. Because
I
as soon
think
as a
I
nigga
can.
argue with me, I'm ready to like, who you
I
talking
think
to?
I can speak on the
bisexuality.
Yeah,
I think you can.
I floated.
I think you can.
floated.
I think she has a good.
And until recently, like,
Yeah.
until recently, I was just like, ugh, y'all get on my nerves. Get away.
Just done with niggas.
I hate you. Get away from me.
I'm kind of. I don't want to.
And don't get me
I don't
wrong.
want to eat pussy every day. I think that's what's keeping me
Every day.
going.
Oh, I like pussy.
Maybe like once a month.
not-
You know, maybe
not
once a
really.
month. You know.
Like, I've always seen myself with a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I think I pushed it behind. Like, that was my fantasy. That was my when I
If you could live in a
envisioned a
perfect
wedding,
life.
it was like me and her. But I had to replace this vision and thought about what I thought was right. So now, like, I replaced it with the thought of a man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think you're confused. I think society makes it hard for people to be who they want to be, and I do honestly believe that you can be attracted to both. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no way possible that I can just tell you, like, a man will walk in the room and I won't say, oh wow, he's handsome. Now, do I want to sleep with him? No.
Maybe.
Because I find a lot of
You
women
should got
beautiful.
big dick.
Now, you see a woman walk in the room and I'll be like, girl.
I love
She
women
got a big
as
old
well,
booty.
but like I said, for me, it's never been. I never wanted to take it to a relationship ever. Like, it's never ever been an urge, and I do think it was something that I just kind of had to get out of my system. And don't get me wrong, you know, like sometimes I do.
Was it a good experience?
Not really, because
But sometimes
and I'm gonna say,
there's experiences that make you, like, not ever go
why,
back.
and I'm gonna say why. I'm gonna say why. I want to ask you a question too. Like, did you always picture yourself as like the feminine one and you get a stud, or could you do another feminine woman as well?
I've never
Because I don't ever see two
seriously
femmes.
dated. My
My
closest friends are two females.
Yeah.
And I
They're
absolutely, they're beautiful. Absolutely adore.
I would
That's
love
what I
to see
said.
that.
If they weren't my friends, I would love to see it. You know what I'm saying? But I do find two
You
females
just start back
extremely
inviting
attractive. Extremely.
Summers, if you guys ever break up.
If you ever want to.
But it's just purely carnal. Like, just once a month, I'll eat your fucking out. After that, you ain't getting ate no more, baby.
All right.
You missed it. You missed the month. It's a whole new month. It's a whole new month.
I think for me, I do need that balance of masculine.
So you
energy
do,
and feminine
okay.
energy. You know what I'm saying? So
Same,
like my
yeah.
partner is masculine presenting, but she's so feminine in certain ways. Like, she takes care of herself. She keeps her nails manicured. She keeps her toes manicured. You know, she don't swoop them little edges. You know what I'm saying? Just that perfect feminine. Because at the end of the day, I still desire a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I feel safe? Do I feel protected? Definitely. Does she open my car doors? Definitely. Do I live a soft life? Definitely. Do I know what a light bill look like? Hell no. I love to walk in that feminine grace. You know what I'm saying? I love the way she cares for me. But I think it's just that perfect balance of like still masculine and feminine. You know? So I don't think I could date a female. You know, like you said, I don't think I could date.
It would be purely carnal.
Yeah.
And I couldn't, and I'm not attracted to stuff.
I do think that's why a lot of people are afraid of bisexual women.
Right.
Why?
Because let me tell you, once you jump over that fence, it's hard. Baby, you think.
It
And I
ain't
see a lot of people. I see a
It
lot.
ain't.
Wait.
I'm back to the
But,
dick.
but that's because you're not. But that's because you're genuinely.
committed.
Okay.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Like,
Okay,
once you
okay.
commit and you over here and you thinking, oh, and especially for the people that's like gay because they hurt that gay trauma.
Right.
Because I think it hurt them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They gonna find themselves rocking in the corner real bad by the woman. You know what I'm saying? They don't realize
And
that.
it's the same.
I mean,
for
rock
guys.
and crime.
It's the same for guys. So most of the guys I've ever dated were all DL dudes. So that's like all I know. Now I didn't chase them. I'm just.
They saw that ass. It's
That's
like, what
pretty
the fuck?
much what it is.
What they
I
gonna
mean,
do?
I saw it too, friend. We're gonna show y'all later.
Yeah, it'll be in the
freezing.
credits.
I have
Watch
always attracted like more straight guys and more masculine guys, more DL dudes. And whether it be that or just because I make it known that I'm not trying to get at you. Like every gay guy don't want every dick that's swinging. Like we got standards too. Most of the guys are
You can say that shit louder because they definitely be thinking y'all be coming for them.
Right, and they look like stale pickles. We don't want you. We don't want y'all.
I ain't never heard that before. Stale pickle.
You're aging like bananas, sweetie.
You're aging terribly.
Real quick.
But we don't, so I always attract those types of guys. So I think my natural attraction was always towards more masculine men.
But your partner isn't masculine. Well, I mean, he's more creative than he is masculine. Like I get more masculine from you than I do from him.
So, and that's crazy because this is the first relationship.
But with him, I feel protected with him too much. Oh God, he a little bit more gentle because I be like, I can take you from all. I can take you from all.
And the crazy thing is,
I can take you from
all of this Montreal. You ain't never seen a pussy like this.
This is the first relationship where I have played more of the,
I really love his
dominant
partner, like,
role.
seriously.
Like as far as that dynamic. Most of the dudes, they put me in check. I'm a rah-rah, but they be like, nah.
He's very calm. He's very
like, yeah, daddy, yeah.
I mean,
And it doesn't mean that I can't be submissive to him, but he wouldn't be dating me if he wasn't at least more masculine presenting to me.
Got it.
So like my attraction is, I don't need you to be all rough and tough and all of that, but I'm not gonna date anyone softer than me. I tried it. It's a fail. Because we both want to be cute.
Yeah.
We both want the same things played
It's
with.
like a competition.
So it's just like.
And I won't even
So
say
both of y'all were bottoms, and it's like somebody got to get.
I have tried that, and it just didn't work. I mean, I could top, but that's not my go-to. You're gonna get 5 good strokes, and then I'm ready to bend over.
I like that. Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna give you.
You just had to let it like sit what he said.
5 good strokes.
Let it simmer.
Right. All right. You good?
Alright, my turn.
Right. I've been waiting. So like,
can we get this over with?
Let it simmer.
Good? You good, right? Okay.
You good? You got you. Okay.
You got you. That's all you needed?
But
Okay, I hope so.
I say that because of
That's
what
me.
you were saying as far as like, like even like bisexual men are the same.
It's no such thing as a bisexual man.
What?
So
Let's talk about it.
So let's talk about it.
Let's
Because,
talk about it.
If a man told me, which it's no shame, I'm not shaming anyone, this is just my preference. If a man told me that he used to, and just for lack of better words, if a man told me he used to get it up his ass, it's no way in hell I'm finna fuck that man. It's no way. We could be cool, because I love you. I love being around you.
Right.
But I'm not gonna let you fuck me.
Why not?
But why?
I don't like condoms. I'm allergic to latex.
No. Strap up.
I thought you meant.
Trap him. But
You don't want to pay?
Why not?
No, you
Why?
First off, that's
You so
cute.
dominant. You might like
I am
that.
dominant, but I would never peg.
dominant.
That's
I
what
would
I'm saying.
I would never peg my nigga. I would
She lose all respect to him.
all respect.
I can see it.
all respect. And then it would be like, bitch, I ain't cooking you shit.
what about a finger in the butt?
I mean, I am a gooch explorer.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't do the fingers.
Okay, come
I
on,
don't do
San
that.
Diego. You
I
out
am
here
right. I am.
She like a man that if you go too far, he goes,
You know.
Wait, hold up now.
You know, I like to test the reflexes. You ain't stopping.
But I'm screaming. I feel you. 'Cause
But I do, cause the bitches who I used to date always wanted to be in a relationship with me. That was, I wanted to get back to my experience, but I had to ask her about studs. It took over.
Sorry.
But
I got you.
every chick that I've ever had an encounter with wanted to be in a relationship with me, and like I said, that was never my goal.
Got it.
And they like,
Did you
and I'm a
explain
girl, and it's like I give off that energy, but bitch, I'm not like this every day. I'm not bringing in the case of water. I'm not taking the trash out. We're gonna do rock, paper, scissors, bitch, because I'm not doing that shit every time.
But did you let
That's
that
gonna
be
kill them
known?
both.
when you
Yes, but these they just
I'm not doing that.
exactly. They just, for lack of better words, just fell in love with me, and it was just like, how for what? You know, I'm like a baby eater. It's like I'm not in there going to town. You know what I mean? I'm doing dress
That's what you're
up.
like.
Not that.
No.
Now don't ever disrespect me
like-
like. Don't ever disrespect me like that.
Okay.
Don't ever. I'm a grown ass woman. But what I'm saying is,
like that.
but what I'm saying is, I'm not warming up the strap. I'm not doing any special tricks. You know.
Yeah, we gotta get a warm towel.
I'm not doing that. So it's like for you to fall in love with me or for you to want to be my girlfriend, it's just like I did the bare minimum, and it's like you're annoying me. So for me, that's why I
You're a
never.
straight woman, Malika.
And what's your
I'm
sign
super
again?
straight, but I like
You
to be. I like to be a little wet sometimes. You
So
know.
I think, let me say
Like
this.
spaghetti.
I think you're a straight woman that enjoys sex from women because men just aren't doing it the way women are.
In some
Like, do
regards,
you think it's that intimate approach to sex?
I feel like it's more so I can be the aggressor with women,
Got
and with
it.
my niggas, they're more so the aggressor.
Mhm.
So it just gives me that opportunity to, you know what I mean?
That's
You're a straight woman that likes to express your masculine energy in a bedroom.
Okay,
I like that.
psychologist.
I like that.
You know, that would mess with like me or whatever like that. I guess sexually
They're more feminine with you. They're able to do that, or you mean they're more masculine with you?
I do things that their girls won't do, so they don't get.
Obviously, you're-
I'm screaming, but they don't. But what it is that
No.
is
Those 5 strokes.
Nah, them 5 strokes, baby. You know, they some good 5 strokes. Maybe 6, so we gotta even it out. You know, on a good day.
3 on the left, 3 on the right.
No, right. You're on the left, you're on the right. But I have pulled more guys that will be attracted to me and fall for me because they don't get the chance to be themselves with their women, or they're scared to, or they're women that they date don't do things. Like I think giving head is simple.
Yeah.
A lot of females don't do that.
Yeah.
A lot of guys do.
Y'all
want
need to
their
start
little
giving
butt wave and
y'all need to
stuff
start
like
giving
that.
y'all niggas some head. Like seriously,
Y'all
I'm
need to start
tired.
giving
I'm
them
tired
that
of it.
walk 5,000.
And
Listen,
that one
baby,
girl,
on site.
that one girl
On
who I
site.
gave my nigga back to, like, please suck his dick because I'm tired of him calling me. Anyway, so I wanted to ask you guys, moving right along.
Not return to sender.
Return sender.
Real quick.
Because I gave him back to you. I don't understand why he's here. So I wanted to ask you guys, how do you feel about these new terms, the LGBTQ
Did you get
community?
Did you get
I did that right. because y'all are very confident in who y'all are, and I feel like me personally, people who have to like be called certain nouns and pronouns and adjectives and adverbs are not as confident as people who are just like respect me.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, I ain't gotta be all of the cis woman and the pan. I'm a pan today, tomorrow I'm a shrimp. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't get that.
And tomorrow I'm gonna be a roach.
Right, I don't understand that, and I feel like I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was like a transsexual woman who was like going back and forth with Just Hilarious, who was saying
Yeah, I saw
that you know you're not a woman, like it's cool, take up the ass, it's cool, but you're not a woman.
Right.
How do you guys feel about that? Was Jess right in what she was saying, or did the transsexual woman be correct? Did she have points?
I
What she was
feel
saying?
like everybody is in everybody's business. They just need to mind their own goddamn business at this point in time. Because what the fuck I do, it does not make you shit, does not make you eat. I could go fuck Tom, Dick, and Harry, and you still don't get paid.
Just don't fuck my man, or at least tell me.
If I do, I'll let you know.
Tell me, because I don't
Let me
know.
know.
But I'm not a hundred. I wouldn't do that. I'm looking for my own.
Let me say this. I am not a cis. I don't know. I'm not a cis anything. You know, I respect the term. Who you want to be as a trans woman, trans man, I love that for you. You know, I love you having the right to say this is who I am. I love that you have the right to be who you want to be in today's society. But at the end of the day, I was born this way. This is who I am. So just as you are who you are, I feel like if you want a certain title, I have the right to say, I'm not a cis. I'm just a woman, and I'm just Summer. And I'm not saying you're any less of a woman or more of a woman. What I'm saying is I am a born woman. It's who I am. That's who God created me to be. Whoever you choose to be or transform into, or whoever you feel like God called you to be, that's you. And I respect you for who you are. Like, I think we just all need to have boundaries. Just like the LGBTQ, you know, because I'm French, needs to or wants that respect, we also have to give respect that everybody isn't going to agree and feel the same way.
Right, y'all can't call a man gay or homophobic because he doesn't want to date a transsexual woman. Like,
Totally agree.
You cannot be mad at
That's
him
his preference.
because exactly. But I see that a lot. Like you see in the media whenever a man is like double down, like I'm straight. And it's like, oh, well, maybe you're gay, maybe you're homophobic, and this is a slur, and this is that, and it's just like
stop trying to push your own insecurities on somebody else.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I think that was genuine for somebody who was like, he doesn't date transsexuals, and it was just like an uproar because they were just like, well, you're. I'm happy. That's the kind of man that I want in my life. Like, that's cool. You don't want him. You don't want a tranny. I don't either. Let's be together because that's our preference. It's fine. And then like even like with transsexual women trying to compete in like sports with women. Like I just want y'all to stop trying to compete with us. We cool. We've embraced the gay community for years. We've been up in arms for years. And now this new form, and I pray I don't get like kicked off of YouTube, but this new form of expressing yourselves, you know, going to the doctor and just changing your whole everything, it's fine. But that does not mean that now you're magically like in the womanhood, like you're a woman, like you're deserved. No, it's not fair because at the end of the day, you're still a man. You still are stronger than us. You still have capabilities that a man has, even if you cut your dick off. So I feel like, I'm just being real because I have some shit to get off my chest today. I just really want that to like, I want y'all to stop fighting with us because we don't have to fight. We can trade like makeup secrets. And
I agree, but I do believe that when they take the estrogen, I do believe it does make their tissues and muscles a little bit softer and weaker.
Okay. So
they do actually become more feminine when they take the medicine. Now, I'm not transgender. I just dress like this, so no. But, I have friends that do that, and when they take their medicine, they aren't as strong as me. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah.
Because I can still go out there and go lift up some shit and push a fucking car or some shit like that. I wouldn't because I'm a princess, but I could if I wanted to. And I feel like it's a lot of, again, like I say, people mind other people's business. Stop trying to make everybody see you. We see you.
Yeah.
You don't have to shove it down somebody else's throat.
Yeah.
Like, you're seen. You're acknowledged. If you need a little bit extra acknowledgement, go get you a shrink. Go find your therapist. Go find you something. But stop trying to make everybody, their mama, their dad, and their child see you because we don't want that.
Yeah, and thank you. You segue to that. How do you guys feel about homosexuality in kids' movies and kids' shows and books and stuff like that? How do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like it matters? Because as they always say, representation matters. Or do you feel like it's a time and a place for everything?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's both. If I'm being honest.
Be honest.
Just like it took decades for us to get a black Disney princess, it takes just as long for us to see ourselves on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us that are gay have had to be conditioned and conformed to the heteronormative love. Has to be a man and a woman. Has to be a man and woman with a kid. Has to have the picket fence. Has to have this narrative that you don't live up to. Right then you feel like a disappointment. Mm-hmm. Now you're not fitting in this box. And so when we don't get to see ourselves anywhere but within our community, then our representation does not matter.
So you feel like it's important for gay kids to see themselves represented?
I think it's important because I know the conversation is always around like an agenda and stuff like that.
I wouldn't say it's an agenda. I just feel like
but the mass. We'll
always
say it's pushing like a gay agenda.
Okay,
but
yeah.
I feel like that's no different than shows like Power and stuff like that. Having kids 6 years old being drug dealers.
But it's a difference. Power is on HBO.
No, I'm saying, but the
children's
agenda,
shows is on PBS.
I'm saying the intention of what's being seen. All of that has to be approved to be filmed, to be shot, to be seen. Mm-hmm. Right? So as much as that's being agenderized and shown in generality, I do think that we should see, maybe not a whole cartoon full of that, because I don't think that kids and stuff like that are ready. But I do think that representation should be shown.
I agree with you.
To an extent. I don't think it should be something pervious, or something that should just be like out there.
Yeah.
But I do think even a slight acknowledgement, for me, I would be okay.
I definitely understand where you're coming from. I just feel my stance is, I respect your stance. My stance is, as children, they need to be more focused on ABCs versus I like dick.
Amen.
And dick likes me.
Say it again.
I do feel like representation matters, and that's why we had shows like Degrassi.
Right.
That's something where we could have introduced
Right.
the, you know what I'm saying, the when you're getting in high school and you realize, you know, woo, woo, woo. But at 4 and 5 years old, a child doesn't really know what they want to do.
Right.
For real. They don't really know.
Right.
So for me, in my opinion, as a mother who doesn't even want her kids to think about sex in general, because I wouldn't want my straight kid to watch a show that has some type of sexual undertones at 6 or 7 either. I wouldn't. Because I don't want my daughter to be boy crazy. Because I feel like a lot of Disney shows, a lot of us was boy crazy because of those shows. So I don't want my same daughter to watch those Disney shows and be like, oh my God, I gotta find my Prince Charming. Because that's the way it is. So I get representation matters, but I just feel like kids are so impressionable because I don't know what it is. Like a lot of kids these days think they're gay. A lot. Like I have a lot of female friends who have daughters who they're like, and it's like I don't know if they're really gay or if it's just something that they see a lot of, so they want to try it. Versus this is who I am, this is what I feel like. I don't feel like a girl on the inside. This is pure curiosity and pure what I see on TV.
Let me speak on that.
I think it's more trendy. Yes.
I do think, even when we were in high school,
it was very
a trend, and that's why I struggle with it myself, because I'm like, I don't want to be a part of this trend, but these are my genuine feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think in 2023, I don't think it's a lot more of it. I think it was the same aunties who had their roommate for 20 years.
Yeah.
I think it was that same uncle who never brought a partner home. I think our children are just free to be who they are. So I don't think it's a lot more, because a lot of our aunties and uncles and even grandmamas and granddaddies were sneaking and geeking. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just the freedom to be who you are.
Yeah.
And if we just hop
Which
right
I think
back,
is beautiful. I think that's beautiful.
If it's genuinely who you are.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And let me just be quite honest when we're talking about representation. A lot of y'all mamas, grandmamas, great-grandmamas have watched these black sitcoms and still haven't found a husband. So let's just be quite honest. A little homosexuality isn't going to make your children gay.
It's not gonna make them gay.
So let me say this, even with a bonus baby, I have a daughter, you know what I'm saying? Love her to pieces. She has 2 moms. She has 2.5, she has 3 moms, okay? You know,
nice.
she
That's
has, no, we're not doing that.
Shut that down.
She said we're not doing that.
2 moms and a bonus mommy, right? She has 2 moms and a bonus mommy, you know?
Was
It works.
Can I ask, was she adopted?
No,
Shay had from her vagina?
she did.
I really wish Shay would have came, because I'm so curious.
Right,
Okay.
So that's, you know, that's their baby, and that's our baby now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I want her to understand that I don't want it to be sexual, but yeah, on a cartoon, if she see a mama open the door and somebody stand behind her and say, "Baby, I got it," yeah, she deserves that representation.
How do you introduce the male into her life?
She has a lot. So she has a great figure. She has a grandfather. You know what I'm saying? We're not one of those people who don't believe that all children, men or little girls or little boys, don't need that male structure in their life.
Yeah.
That is foolishness.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
And it pisses me off thoroughly to hear people say, "Oh, we don't need a man." Yes, hell you
Yes,
do.
you do.
Yes, hell you do.
Because I don't like taking
And don't get me wrong. Hello. Hello.
I mean,
And
my sons
somebody-
do it.
And don't get me wrong, we can show her that soft life and that gentle life, but at the end of the day, she deserves to see that from a male perspective if that's what she chooses. She's gonna have that experience, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm not one of those. You need a male in your life, whether it's a boy or a girl, you know, to have that experience. But I will say, I don't want to see any over sexualization in anything. I went to see the Barbie movie and I was like, what?
It was over sexualized?
It was like, oh, I don't have a penis and she doesn't have a vagina genitalia, and my 7-year-old is here watching this movie. She's like, oh, okay.
I heard it wasn't for little kids.
It's not, you know, but I'm
I heard it wasn't
like, you
for
know,
kids.
we've been using titties.
You know, kids is gonna come and see it.
We've been using titties to sell everything from hamburgers to cars. Come on, bro.
Titties is like the
So-
American like staple.
It
Like,
is. So
they
I'm
love
just
titties.
like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want too
I'm
much.
thankful that I have a lot of them, but I'm telling you, white people love titties.
But,
I'm gonna edit that out, but
But just as though, you know, she deserved to see that representation too, but not too much of it, because even still, I don't want her to see anything over sexualized, you know?
Absolutely.
I think homosexuality is just something that it is what it is. And society is having a hard or difficult time accepting it for what it is, even myself. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, I was struggling. You know, and I tell you, like, oh, I was fighting against my own self, just as wrong as hell. Cause baby, a woman will walk in the pulpit and I'd be like, damn, she fine. I mean, I'm sorry, Lord, let me keep singing.
Not a deaconess.
See, I feel like if they take sex out of everything of everyday life, then things would actually come and make a different perspective for kids. And they don't have to always see, well, this is about love, and oh, well, I gotta watch this, and this is about getting the next, getting the sack with the next person. I feel like a lot of things in life, if they take sex out of it, it will be a lot more enjoyable.
Do you feel like little kids who get surgery to change their genders, do you think that is too young for
It's
them
too
to do
much.
that?
I feel like that's too much. I feel like that is entirely too much, because why are you changing your sex at this young age? You might want to be older and might not even want to have had that done. It's too late because it's
Like me, for
irreversible.
instance, I grew up and I ain't want pussy no more. Imagine if I would have got rid of my titties. That would have been terrible.
I wanted to be a fucking fire truck at 5. Let's just be honest.
I was a fucking
What you
Pink
wanted to be?
Ranger
I
at
wanted to be
5.
a fucking pink Power Ranger and a fire truck. So you're gonna tell me that
Yeah.
a child,
Can
that's
be
a
a-
permanent decision that I do feel like you need to, and I'm gonna get deep, you need to go through serious psychiatric therapy
My
first.
sisters don't argue with me about it.
And you need to be, I love it here, okay? And you need to be of an age where your brain is fully functioning to make these cognitive decisions. And even before 20, like your brain is still not fully functioning. Hell, I'm 34 and I still think
Hello.
missing. So, you know, I made some dumbass decisions in the last few years. So you're gonna tell me that child has the right to. Now, if that child says this is who I am and who I want to be, we can still get that child therapy, and that's who you want to be when you get older. And I'm not saying,
Then
don't get
that's
me
that.
wrong.
Right.
I'm not saying get this child therapy to conform them one way or the other.
No,
I'm
just to make
saying
sure they're
help them
sure.
through.
Right, yeah.
Right, and make sure they're
Right.
sure about
Right.
the decision that they're making, because, like you said, it's a
No
permanent
coming back,
decision.
yeah.
Like once you get rid of those titties, they're not gonna grow back.
I think this culture is so, I think this culture is so sensitive.
Ooh, child.
And I
Yeah.
think the sensitivity overclouds logic, right? Because so many people are so sensitive and impulsive rather than analytical and logical. And
That's
actually
women for you,
educated on certain things. And so, like me, I've always lived this way. I don't live preference first. I live purpose first.
My God.
So who I sleep with and what I like has nothing to do with how educated I am, how dope I am, what I'm able to do, and stuff like that. That is just literally, that's not even a whole part of me. I just like it. But that has nothing to do with how all the things that
How
I've
dope
done
I
in
am.
the world.
Me too.
Right.
You know, so I think a lot of that is kind of, I can't. I think, I don't like the curves. Although some, but
I haven't had. I'll take it. I'll even take the little ones right about now. Never mind. I'm lying.
sorry.
I'm gonna cut that out.
Girl, child.
But
I can't do the little ones.
I think the
Do you
culture
suck
has
your
been, no, never. I love my dick, baby.
You heard it here first.
I love mine too. I got
It's
one the other day too.
Listen.
Child.
So, no.
Big boobs.
When I laugh, they get.
They get happy, baby. They be like, we do too. Like, but I think this culture is so sensitive, so that everything is problematic.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't do this,
Like when Erica Mena called Ice Spice a monkey, and it was like it wasn't
not
no
Ice Spice,
racial.
just Spice.
Whatever the fuck. It wasn't a slur. It just, you ugly.
Nah, I think.
But
she
you know
was
what?
for that.
Yeah.
The way
I
she
don't
feels.
know.
Okay, never mind.
For that. Nah, she was-
I didn't think
That's a
it was
racist
racial.
slur.
I didn't think it was racially, like, I don't think when she said it, she was like, you're black and I'm Latina. I don't think she thought like that. She was just like, you're a fucking monkey.
Yeah,
like,
but
you're
when
ugly
you're in
as
the
shit.
show light, you still
She
have to
should
think about
have.
shit like that.
I think
I would have whooped her ass.
I would have been.
I'd have shown
I-
her
She
Willie
would
B
have got
look
her ass
like.
when she flipped the
Willie
damn
B.
table.
They would have called you
What
Willie
the
B.
fuck
at
Willie
the end
B.
of the show.
Sign my name, Willie B.
I just think for me, it's just like out of all the words you could have argued with, you went straight to that. And it wasn't like the last word. It was like she said that with her whole chest, like over and over again.
See, I don't watch
Ten
the.
toes down.
I don't
Right,
watch
like
the
she
hip
meant
hop.
that.
I only saw the clip, so I just.
Oh yeah, let's really think.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But I think this culture is so sensitive, and so it makes everything so complicated.
Wow.
And when you're talking about kids and what I do not think that kids at that age should be like should want to go through with that, right? Because those are permanent decisions, and you don't even know what life is like yet.
Yeah.
You don't even really know how to read.
You ain't had no pussy yet.
Right. So it ain't even fully grown yet. You don't even know what you want to do. But I do think that parents or guardians or whoever should give the space for them to be expressive.
Figure it out.
Say that
Because
one more
I
time.
think that is the issue, is that, because that was my issue. I could never be expressive. And just to get it off my chest, however I felt, right? So I think if the space is created, you probably won't have so many avenues of people getting in your ear, this and the third, like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Because they know who to come to, they know who to confine
they
in.
feel safe.
Right.
Most Black households, especially, do not have a safe space for kids. A lot of us have gone through childhood trauma because we didn't have a safe space.
I'm breaking that generational curse.
You know what I mean?
Me too. So I have learned how to control my reactions around my kids.
Right.
It's really delayed. Like you know how that white dude froze on air. That hobby.
No, what's the president name? People they be asking.
I'd be like, they'd be like, Mom.
That nigga be
Like
like,
my son was like, Mom, who do I go to ask for condoms? I was like,
damn, I guess that's
I
me.
froze.
Damn, I guess
Who
that's
do
my
you
child.
go to? I mean, 5 minutes. He was like, Mom. I'm like, oh shit.
Walmart.
So I had to come back into it. You know, why are you having sex? You know, really?
First of
I
all,
was not planning on asking this question.
Right.
We're coming from 5 guys and shit. I just got through eating, you know, I took a shot. Back then I used to pull over so I could smoke a blunt a little bit before we go back to the house. So I'm feeling good. I just whoop, whoop, whoop. And I'm just like, this is literally high pausing. Ma, are you okay?
We're gonna have to talk about this tattoo on your
Anyway.
face. I like you.
so why is that shocking to you?
It's not shocking to me. I know they're gonna ask me questions. I'm not ready. You're never ready. You're never ready. You're never ready. But you just gotta be ready. So I feel honored that my kids even feel comfortable coming to me with the stuff that they do come to me with. So that's why I had to practice my responses. Now that's something I practice.
Right.
You know, even like when it's something that pissed me off.
Because you don't want to say nothing that's
Right, because sometimes I be
damaging.
thinking that my daughter is boy crazy, but I can't say that to her because then she get offended. And I almost fucked it up. I swear to God, I almost did. And I had to reel her back in. She almost stopped talking to me because I was like, why do you care about? I almost said it. And then she was like, why do you? Because she was telling me like the Spanish boy that she liked, who she thought he didn't speak no English. So she told her friend to go talk to him, find out he do speak English, and the friend tried to get with him. So it was like a whole thing.
Ooh.
It was a whole thing, and I was like, you kind of sound. I was like, you kind of sound a little boy crazy. She was like, why would you say that? So I was like, let me reel it back, because I got too real for her. She wasn't ready to hear the real, because that's really what you sound like. I don't like that shit. But I had to reel it back in and kind of like approach it a different way. So my daughter always tells me stuff.
Right, I love that.
So I know,
See,
but it's
that's why
scary
I
at the
haven't
same
had
time.
Keisha, because I feel like I wouldn't know exactly how to talk to you.
You
Because
don't. It's no manual.
I know how I was, and I know I've been told for years and years.
Thank
that
God my kids are nothing
are
like
like
me.
10 times
They're not 10 times. They're not nothing like me. I mean, they're ambitious. They're charismatic. They're
Right.
But that fast shit, nah, they ain't got that. She ain't got that. The baby, the girl ain't got that. Now my oldest son Rashad, he think he about that life, and I'm going through that with him. But the person who can get pregnant and have children, she is very, very green, and that's the scariest part too, because she's very mature looking. So she's very, very green. She's at home knitting a hat right now. She knits dogs' clothes.
I love that.
That's so cute.
I think a lot of the fast life comes in when you're not real with your kid.
Yeah.
So
and
I
they
think
find
a
out
lot
on their own.
Where
Right,
they want to
right.
go, they hear it from your friends, and you like it's excited. But my mama already done explained to me, baby, that bust down ain't that fun as you.
And you be like, my mama had me when she was 16. It's a lot of us, and I'm hungry right now.
I'm screaming.
So-
And
right.
I ain't trying to
That's
do it.
facts though. That's facts.
You want to keep it up? You want to do it again? Because
Right.
I can tell you how
We're
hard.
gonna break this shit.
Being real, but not so real that they're afraid, but it's real
Right.
enough where they have. I think that's the struggle.
It is. It
I
is.
feel like my kid would have been out like me.
I
I know
know my
everything
child
happens for a
would be like
reason.
It's me.
You know, everything happens for a reason, and I feel like that my
The dog.
child would have definitely been my whole karma.
And you know what? What your child probably wouldn't even be a hoe. You'd be surprised. I'm not gonna say I was a hoe, but I did have kids.
I mean, I was.
I did have kids. I did have kids young,
See,
and my kids are definitely not following in my footsteps, and that's a blessing.
Yeah, I
It's
broke
really
the curse
a
too.
blessing.
My mama had a baby at 16, 17.
And
I had my baby had me 18 years later. She never got a ring.
Had my twins when I was 17,
screaming.
so they about to be 17 in December.
Too young and too damn old.
So they're definitely better than me, and that's something that I'm very excited about. I don't know how we got them children, but I definitely, I love them. But okay,
Homosexuality
There's a mental.
I'm sorry.
Let me say that. WAS was classified as a mental disorder in the DSM for the first and second edition. Recently they created a new edition and they said homosexuality is not a mental disorder because baby ain't nothing wrong with me besides I like a little cat. Okay, a lot of it.
A lot of cat. You don't like a little cat.
I don't even like cats, and that's a funny thing. I got a phobia of cats.
I
That's
hate
neither here nor
cats
there. But
Summer be warming up her penis in the microwave.
Now you better not put no good penis in the microwave, baby. You gotta get a towel and get it.
Okay. I told my lesbian friend that you told me it was in the
Why would you
microwave.
put the penis in the microwave?
And on that note, ladies, we're gonna go ahead. I want to thank you guys for tuning in
With the real.
with the real.
With the LGBT squad. And the straight.
Thank you guys for being so real and coming out. We didn't get too deep, but we got just deep enough. And we had us a little good conversation. And I want to thank you guys at home for watching. And as always, remember to keep it real. We out.